used in this video was brought to you by Noir, maker of the most innovative, most accurate, and most effective bullets and ammunition in the industry.
The FN-15 DMR 3. So this is FN's rifle from what I like to call their line of revenge body rifles. So FN's rifles, or AR-15s, they weren't bad. They just were a little uninspiring. And as of late, they've come out with their FNs Tac series. Let's just say, you can't really say the same about these as you could about the older ones. The DMR-3, which if you picked up already, designated marksman rifle. To keep it simple, this is their precision rifle, essentially. It has an 18-inch barrel with a 187 twist, non-adjustable rifle length gas system. Long story short, this is gonna give you, with the extra length in the barrel, this is gonna give you a little bit more punch from the round and be able to take the round out to further distances with a little more oomph behind it, so to speak. I call it more so the kind of do everything rifle. Anytime I see a rifle set up like this, I'm thinking, okay, immediately variable powered optic, or even if you just want to go complete scope, and then some type of offset. So right now I have my Leupold Patrol 6HD. This is a 1:6. And then of course I have my offset Leupold Delta Point Pro. This is like one of my more favorite setups. I rather enjoy this setup because it allows me to do things with a little bit more flexibility. So if I wanted to go far or further, I can do that while keeping this gun on a higher power. And then anything close up, I can flip it over to the side and be good to go.
Before we finish watching this video, I want to thank today's sponsor, TesLong. TesLong makes digital bore scopes that are durable, have the best quality HD video, and are compatible with most devices, and has a variety of attachments. They also have fast live support with a money-back guarantee. So if you're on the market for a state-of-the-art bore scope from a company committed to scientific innovation and cutting-edge design, hit the links in the description section of this video.
All right, so buttstock. I actually really like this buttstock. I like how streamlined it is. The adjustment isn't the most intuitive in the world. It's a 6-position adjustment stock. I like the way it looks. I like the kind of grip texture here on the bottom that allows you to actually grab it. But as far as actually engaging it, But if that's what I got to deal with to get this kind of form factor, I can live with it. It's not that big of a deal. Of course, you got these awesome grips. I love these grips so much. They remind me of the Reptilia grips. That might be who actually made these grips for FN, but they are FN branded. They're a little bit bigger than the Reptilia grips, but this texturing just feels amazing in my hand. This works perfectly for me. But again, your miles may vary if you have giant hands, because this grip tends to be on the smaller side. But aesthetically, functionally, from an ergonomic standpoint, this grip, I freaking love it. And of course, you got your FN branded magazines as well, which they have the same grip texturing as they do on the actual grip as well. And I think that too, I like the magazine as well. So you essentially just have this complete FN system. Everything from the buttstock to the grip to the magazine is FN. I mean, they stamp their name literally on everything. FN, 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 it's all over the place. But can you blame them? And then let's talk about this color. Anybody who knows me and my obsession with being monochromatic in the color black, this, I don't even know what the official color is. I don't care. I call it steely gray. And just like the FDE version that I had in my Tac 3, or Tac 15, it's such a damn good Cerakote job. Such a good Cerakote job. Now, this rifle is gonna run you MSRP about $2,300. $23 for the Cerakote, about $21 for just the kind of standard black version. You also have this Hodge Defense wedge lock system here that is supposed to make the lockup between the upper and the lower, the upper, incredibly rigid, so you don't get a lot of movement and play in your handguard. Yeah, I guess, truth be told, I visually like the way it looks, and I haven't had any problems with it as far as not being rigid, but I could say that about a lot of ARs that I run, so there's that. All right, but the one thing about this rifle, especially compared to the TAC 15 that I reviewed, is the way it shoots. And the way it shoots, as you can see here, shoots awesome. And by awesome, what do I mean? Because it's a rifle length gas system, this gun shoots incredibly soft. Then you add the Surefire Pro Comp on it, and the gun just, honestly, just sits. Here, I'll show you. All right, hold on, I gotta adjust this a little bit. All right. Sits, just sits. The gun's about 7.4 pounds. So even though this is an 18-inch barrel, it's not that heavy. And the gun is balanced. At least the way I have it set up, it's balanced. And I think that has a lot to do with weight. I keep telling people all the time, yes, weight matters, but if you can get that weight evenly distributed across the rifle, you really don't notice it as much. And with this particular gun, I don't really notice the weight of the rifle to the degree that you think I would, considering it's an 18-inch barrel. Now, why does that matter with respect to a DMR or recce rifle? Well, this gun is designed to be high precision. I like to say this gun is designed to be versatile. So if I want to put a bipod on this gun and use it as a bipod gun and really stretch it out, I can do that. If I want this to be more of a patrol gun or a recce gun where I'm actually slinging it and I'm walking and moving around, I need the gun to be either well balanced or light so that I'm not getting unnecessarily tired. If I were to run this as more of a CQB gun in this sense, where if I had to deal with something up close, I can do that easily because the gun is balanced and allows me to basically go target without any issues. I don't have to over muscle the gun to drive it because the gun in and of itself is well balanced and it's not that heavy, even with this 1:6 and this offset on it. So this rail, I do have an issue with the rail. The issue I have with this rail is this. That's it. Otherwise, I love this. I love how this comes together visually. That all works for me. Ergonomically, the way the gun feels in hand. And yes, I have gloves on because it's like 105 out here. Any gun you shoot out here is gonna get blazingly hot. It's gonna hurt your hand. So I have gloves on. But it has an M-lock system, but then it has these holes up here. So you have these rectangular M-lock systems, and then you have these holes. I just feel like visually they're fighting each other a little bit. I could deal with it because I really like the rail for the most part, but the holes kind of make me go, ah, just give me something that doesn't fight each other visually. However, functionally, the rail feels great in hand. It's not a very beefy or thick rail, so I can get a really good grip on the gun and do what I need to, and just pull the gun into me the way I need to in order to run it. Let's see here. All right, so let's talk about my absolute favorite thing on the gun, the trigger. This DMR 3 comes with a Geissele 2-stage trigger. That's all fine and dandy. I'm just gonna tell you how this thing feels. And it's beautiful. So, get here and I get this nice, clean, and I mean clean. It's about a 4-pound take up. And I know it sounds heavy, but trust me, it's not. You got a 4-pound take up, you got this clean boom right there. Boom, boom, boom. And then when I hit this absolutely beautiful rigid wall, and it just strokes through it with like a 2.3, 2.5 pound trigger pull. Oh! 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 It's such an easy trigger to modulate. And when you start shooting for precision, you start stretching this thing out to 400, 500, 600 yards, you really want a trigger that you can work and predict. And so with this trigger, I can literally squeeze exactly where I want the trigger to stop and then break it exactly where I want it to come out. You get this nice reset. back on trigger. Ah, I love this trigger. To me, this trigger is in big part what makes this gun so enjoyable to shoot. You take the trigger, you combine it with the rifle link gas system, you combine it with the fact that this rail is not too beefy and not too heavy, because it is an aluminum rail, and you pair it with this 18-inch barrel along with this comp, and this gun is just a really enjoyable gun to shoot. I'm at like 50 yards and I can just sit on the target insanely beautifully. Like, and then if I want to, like I said, run it CQB here, flip it over, same thing, no problem. Especially when you're running a offset like this, not every gun can run them flawlessly. Now, I have to say, I really enjoyed the TAC 15 that I did a video on not too long ago in FDE. I really, really enjoyed it. But if I had to choose between the two, I'd definitely go with this with no question. I'll do exactly what I have here. I'll take a variable powered optic on here, 1:6. I'll throw an offset on it and call it a day. I'll sling this bad boy up, maybe put some polymer bipods on here just to keep the weight down. Tits. You got everything you need at that point. So there you have it, the DMR 3 from FN. Oh yeah, of course, that's another thing I forgot to talk about actually too, is this charging handle, which is branded FN, but it's a Radian Raptor LT. And I love this charging handle, it's amazing. And then of course you have your Radian safety selector, as you can see there, which I tend to like mine's 45 degree, but I mean, this is really smooth and very fluid. I mean, it's just, this gun is, I don't see somebody buying this gun and making a lot of changes. I just don't. You pretty much, for the most part, have everything you need on it. There's not really much to change unless you just have a very specific personal preference on what charging handle you want to use or what safety selector you want to use. I mean, by and large, you have it. I mean, and then the magazines as well, to me, kind of give this gun a more cohesive look and feel.
You know, we talk a lot about empowerment in this country, except for when it comes to the Second Amendment. However, I can't think of anything more empowering than having the most effective tool to protect you and your family. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. Also, if you want to know where to find the I'm the Militia shirt and merchandise, click the I'm the Militia link in the description section of this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.